It's WG, bring you SMB, and the newest event is here. So let me explain to you what it is, how you can get the rewards, what you should do with the rewards, and everything else you need to know and what you can do to prepare for the harder stages. Number one, this event resets 4 hours before reset, which means it is 4 hours before at whatever time for you it resets. So for example, whenever the timer for you hits 5 days or 4 days and 23 hours, you get what I mean. So make sure you do your attempts because you need to beat all these stages in order to unlock the higher stages. These stages give progressively better rewards. And for day 1, you want to beat stage 1 and 2 so that you can beat 3 and 4 and then 5 and 6. Now that we have this out of the way, what is the stage about and what are the rewards? So for all the stages, if you beat them for the first time, you get a certain amount of perfect shards as well as also these chests. These chests can give you up to 1000 gems and up to 5 summons depending on luck, you could say. But most of the time you're either going to get 100 gems or 2 perfect shards, which is still pretty good. For the first clear, you're guaranteed 100% to get one of these chests. And then as you'll notice, you'll get a 40% chance for the second clear, which is why it's important you try to clear all the stages so you get pretty much all the rewards. Outside of that, you then also have the total rewards, which are going to rank you based on your percentage of the highest damage dealt. And that is, for the moment, the maximum damage is the total HP amount of stage 2, which is 753,024. Also, there is a very important item you get here, and that is this decoded blueprint. For now, do not use the decoded blueprint yet. Wait until we know which artifact to actually use this on, because these are quite valuable and you can, for example, even pick the 6th artifact. So for now, hold on to those, there's no rush, because we need to determine which is the best artifact to bring to level 5 first, because level 5 unlocks the second perk. Like for example on the Philosopher's Stone, you would get extra damage upon doing a crit. So we still need to know which one is the best, so hold on to those the same way you hold on to your guild coins as of this moment, so you can prepare on buying the right artifact. So now that we have this out of the way, those are most of the rewards covered, and you also obviously get like some resources and stuff. How does this actually work? So this is a boss fight, and every day you have 2 assaults. Once you go into a boss fight, you can use 3 teams. So you go into a boss fight, you have this one in front of you, and you need to also use 3 teams. Either you beat them with your first team or you beat them with the combined attempts of your 3 teams. And the condition here also is you can only use every single hero once, which means no matter how much you like Lamia, you can only use her in one team, and no matter how much you want to pick Bella over Transcendent Amy, if you need a tank, you would need to run both of them at different times or in different teams. And the reason why this is also really relevant is not only do these bosses get harder and you might need multiple teams to beat stage 4 and stage 5, but there's a nightmare mode. And in that nightmare mode, this is what at the end is really going to determine the rankings. And that is because doing a assault on the nightmare mode is what is going to set your score. So the nightmare mode is going to be your best 3 teams combined together as a score, and that is what is going to rank you right here for these rewards. Overall, what you should probably be aiming for is something in the like 10 to 20% margin to get around 1000 gems. The higher you can go, the better, but don't expect too much, and just try your best, right? Just try your best. So overall, if you look at it right here, you also have the rules, but yeah, pretty much if the boss survives after you use 3 teams, the attempt will just be reset. But if you can actually beat the boss, then you're going to be using one of your attempts. The normal mode and nightmare mode are separate, so that both do reset. You see, assault and nightmare mode are separate from normal mode, but both reset daily. So the nightmare mode is just to set your score, and the normal mode is so you can get some like continuous daily rewards, but nightmare mode is at the end really what determines your placement. Outside of that, you have the trial assault. So trial assault means you can go in, you can fine tune your teams, try to get as high a score as possible with one team, and then also work on teams 2 and 3. But on a normal assault, you're going to get led into a second screen that shows you 3 flames. And these 3 flames show your 3 attempts. For your first one, you use your first flame, second flame, third flame, whatsoever. And then the quick assault button is for you to do your daily clear. So for example, if you've already beaten stage 5, you could just click quick clear to beat stage 5. But in general, don't use it on the lower stages. Otherwise, you're just going to lose an attempt for no reason. So yeah, you can also here build out your lineup. But yeah, you'll notice this at the time. So Trial Assault is to fine tune your teams. And if you're wondering when do I publish my team guide for this, that is tomorrow. And that is because tomorrow we'll at least be able to challenge stage 5. But at the latest you get my, so you get a team guide tomorrow to prepare for stage 5. And then once we can actually challenge the Nightmare Mode, which is on day 3 of the event, then I'll obviously try to give you as many high-hitting teams as possible, as well as obviously potential swaps and the like. So yeah, lastly, this is the Sargon guy we already know, especially from the first fight. So he has, for example, immunity to control attack, speed down, and damage taken up. If he activates this ability, he does some AoE damage, which means you need to bring a healer, which also reminds me of the importance, right? Like if you have a Seth, you're already pretty good, right? Because you can only use Starry-Eyed Iona in one team. So for all those of you that aren't that happy with your Edina, you better should be. Because she is the only other healer you have a choice of using instead of Starry-Eyed, unless you want to rely on normal Iona. So for most of us, it's probably going to be Starry-Eyed for one team, Edina for the next, and then Iona normal for the third team. If you have a Seth, you can then go Seth, Starry-Eyed, and Edina. Acapella is mostly just going to be a support role. And Dicarlo will also be very important because if you use Acapella in one team, you'll then use Dicarlo in the next. So this is the event. I hope you were able to a degree, understand what you have to do. Just know for now, stage 1 and stage 2 shouldn't pose a problem. Stage 3 and stage 4 should be fine too. Stage 5 and stage 6, this is where it's at. This is where it gets spicy. So as always, we see each other in the next one. Peace!